on to the games, where the San Francisco 49ers and their new head coach, George Seifert, began what they hope is a successful defense of the '88 Super Bowl championship. They were at Indianapolis in the Hoosier Dome against the Colts, and Seifert was trying to do something that Bill Walsh had never done. A, repeat as Super Bowl champion, and B, win opening game as the Super Bowl champion, defending champ. And George Seifert begins his first regular season game, and he says, yeah, Joe Montana to John Taylor. I think, remember that, the last pass in the Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals, so they started as the first pass this time. But the Colts defense stiffens here with a little stunt, Tommy.
Out by Bickett in hand. Bickett comes free up the middle and sacks Montana on the day.
And the Niners would stall that drive and only kick a field goal lead at 3-0. Chris Chandler to Billy Brooks beats Jim McKyer. Biasucci has a field goal, and we're tied at 3. Second quarter, something's never changed. Montana to Jerry Rice. Now remember, Rice actually looked at us with a straight face and said, I was slow last year. I'm 190 pounds and I'm faster this year. That was a 54-yard pickup, setting up Roger Craig behind the big left side of the line.
And I love the lead block by Rathman to get him into the end zone.
10-3 Niners in the second quarter. The Colts will go deep as well. Chris Chandler deep to Billy Brooks. They had to go upstairs with this one. Take a look at the replay. Was he over before he went down? The ref said.
After further review, touchdown.
That was Tom Dooley. Billy Brooks, don't hang down your head. You scored the touchdown. We're tied at 10. The Colts celebrate, but not too loud. Niners lead at 13-10 at the half. The second half, the Dome got very quiet. John Hand trying to get the crowd into it. But all it did was spur on Roger Craig, who in the third quarter went around the right side. This will go 26 yards. Look at Roger. I mean, Rice, Montana, Craig. Some things never change. Later in the drive, Craig going behind Jeff Bregel and Brent Jones. 4-yard touchdown run, 20-10 for George Seifert and company. Roger Craig, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. Ron Meyer's Colts, well, they weren't all his, but the Colts had lost 5 straight openers going into this game. Felt it slipping away, so did Chris Chandler. Kevin Fagan nailed him as he tried to complete a pass. Chandler completed a couple of long ones, but all in all, a below 50% day for him. 23-10 Niners after the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, Eric Dickerson becomes the 7th man to ever reach the 10,000-yard plateau in the NFL. 91 games fewer than anybody had ever done it before. Dickerson 106 yards on the day, and he got the football. That ignited the Colts. As Chris Chandler and company said, well, if the big guy's going to gain us 100 yards, we're going to make this interesting against the Niners. And he looks for Clarence Weathers down to the 1-yard line. Next play, Chandler scores on a sneak. It's 23-17. At that point, the Colts thought they scored a touchdown, but Meyer said, wait a minute, we got another play. So with 8.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, off his back foot, Montana to Jerry Rice. Let it go. 58 yards. No one's going to catch him. They almost do it to 3, but it's a 58-yard touchdown, 30-17. There's Montana's numbers. And Jerry Rice on the day caught the 6 passes. You saw the touchdown, 163 yards. Tommy, can anybody cover him?
Well, Jerry Rice doesn't need any help getting open. He's such a big, fluid athlete. Here's the nose guard. Number 79, Harvey Armstrong, picks off the DB and allows Rice to get open for the touchdown.
And George Seifert and company get their first win. Seifert 1-0 as a head coach. And the Niners beat the Indianapolis Colts 30-24. And we mentioned that in the highlights there, Tommy, that Jerry Rice honestly looked us straight in the face and said, I was slow before. I don't think he's slow anymore. If you're going to try and defense Rice, you got troubles, as the rest of the league already knows.
Well, the 49ers have not changed much. They're coming with more of the same this year. Great job of running defense today. Although they gave up 106 yards, remember it's Eric Dickerson. The key to their game, though, Joe Montana and his ability doesn't scramble like he used to, but he still has that ability to move 4 or 5 yards either way and get that pass off. He's the most accurate guy in the league.
We've known that.
I'm a little puzzled, you know. I thought Bill Walsh was about as cold as any coach, and I know guys like Johnny Carson don't get coaching jobs in the NFL. They all have to be serious. But George Seifert, in the glory of winning his first game as a head coach, looked absolutely miserable on the sidelines. If Walsh was cold, this guy's glacial.
But he's a winner. He's 1-0 so far as Niners head coach. And the Colts have the toughest schedule this year in the National Football League if you stack up the team's records from last year and parlay them into this year. They played well, but not well enough against the champs. How have the guys who've gotten 10,000 yards done it? Jim Brown is the next closest to Dickerson. There's the list. We'll be back.